Y'all been rolling for a while.
Yeah,
Since when? How,
10, 11.
10 years old, huh?
Yeah, 10.
I read somewhere where the first time you guys met each other was at a.
See, but you don't know the situation.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
You don't know the
Go
situation.
ahead. Go explain.
It's context to everything.
Okay.
Man.
So, I just took the pizza.
You took the pizza, huh?
Yeah, man.
You took the
Yeah, but see, at that time, I'm like, man, what kind of dude we got coming through here?
Hey,
You know what I'm
So
saying?
hold on, context. So it's the first time.
No, but I didn't like take it. I ain't just take the whole thing. Just like I sat there for a minute. Like I ate one slice. Then one slice turned to another slice, and then like it was like maybe 3 or 4 more slices. I was like, ain't nobody gonna eat this. But like he was still in the gym shooting. Everybody was shooting, so I bounced. And by the way, I had totally forgot about that. I get there the next day.
Yeah, that's the first. Yeah, that's the first
Like now I'm
encounter.
the Cookie Monster with pizza.
What did you think when you first saw him take the pizza?
That's when I knew we had a wild boy on our hands.
First of all, I had no idea we was gonna be talking about this 20 years later.
I know, right? Imagine that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So, and I mean, I had to eat, man.
Yeah, then you start to get to know him. You see how he came up. I'm like, yeah, there's a bunch of them in the house, so I know
It was
food.
5 of us.
Yeah, there's a
My
bunch.
cousin
of
6.
Yeah. So
Man,
in the apartment, so
yeah,
I'm like,
dude.
yeah, you had to figure out how to get some food. It was me and my brother, so I was always well fed. You know what I'm saying? So I understood after a while.
And then he started hanging. He started coming at your place.
Yeah, I mean, we just meet up at the rec a lot, and wherever we practice, you know, and out of everybody, we just kind of,
Yeah, we just kicked it all
we just kicked it, you know what I'm saying? Just good vibes all the time. And on the court too, we knew how to play off of each other.
And what do we do with that?
See,
Explain.
back then, though, I was just a rebounder.
Yeah, he was just
Like, people don't know, like,
Yeah, straight rebounder.
Like, I had like 30 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
Offensive rebounds and everything. Get offensive rebound and just throw it out to KD. He's shooting them up from 40 feet.
So he was still shooting long.
No,
long
I was
range back
shooting,
then?
yeah.
No, like exactly how you play now.
So this 10
is
and
how you
11
always
years
play.
old.
I was never playing the
Yeah,
paint.
he never played back to the basket, never
Yeah.
posed.
I worked on my
Always.
J all the time.
Were you the tallest one still there?
Yeah, for
See,
a
that's
while we kind of went back and forth.
Yeah,
And then
he was taller.
When he turned 18 before I did. But so when he turned 18, he just like stayed up there.
I grew a little long- I
I
grew
feel
a
like
little
God
longer
cheated
than
me a
him.
little bit.
What you 6'9"?
Like,
I think you think you're
About
all right.
6'7",
Yeah, I
6'8".
bro, I'm 6'9" with no shoes on.
Nah, bro. Nah. That mean on
I
what?
think you're all right, man.
You like 7? You taller than DeMarcus Cousins.
He finally last year finally admitted how tall he really is.
6'11" and 3/4
With no shoes.
with shoes on.
Bro,
No, I don't even know about that.
man, you 7'1".
You stand next to Zaza Pachulia.
You
He's
the
short.
same size as DeAndre Jordan.
He's short. Them dudes are short, bro. They not 7
To
feet.
you?
No, they not 7 feet like y'all think they are. They
Who's
like
7 feet?
6'9".
Who's 7 feet?
So who's not
Gobert
7 foot?
7 feet.
Oh yeah, he's well over.
He's 7 feet. I'm not close to him.
KP 7'4".
Yeah, he tall. I'm not. Yeah, them dudes are 7.
We got a rookie right now that's like 7'2", 7'3".
Who?
Luke Hornett.
Hey, there's too many dudes coming in the league. I don't even know who that is. Every game I see a dude like, yo, who is this?
It's like when you used to play 2K.
They get the generic dudes they make up and shit.
Y'all crazy, man.
One scout report, man.
What did you think of? What did you think of KD when you first saw him? I saw pictures of him when he was little. He was obviously
Crazy. I knew he was going to the NBA
Then?
when we was 11 years old.
Wow. Why?
Like,
Damn, I
Cause-
had that foreshadow.
we had, like, I was just sitting, like, after practice one day, or I think they was just running the play, doing something, and Chuck and Jeff was sitting behind me talking about you. And they like, man, he got this, he got that, he got this, he got that. And I looked up, and he was like walking underneath one of the broken flickering
Yeah.
lights. I was like, bro, that's like It's like heaven. And they just sitting behind like, man, he can do this, and he can do that, he gonna put on weight, and and then like maybe like a year later, we went to, man, we was at RFK Stadium for the Hoop It Up.
Yeah, I remember
Man,
that. Damn, that's
I couldn't believe, like we weren't old enough to hoop, so we just had to go to the side courts.
Yeah. Damn, I remember that.
And all the dude on the mic was saying, like, get this kid an agent. He 12, everybody else out there 25. Like, get this kid an agent. It's all he doing is cross, 40 feet, bow. Like, man, so I knew for a while. Like, I was, like, my whole life, I was always trying to catch up to where he was at.
Is that right?
Like, cause when I met him, like, I ain't never played basketball but on the parks. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like, he's been there working on his game. I remember Stink used to always tell him 5 feet when you dribble and all that type of stuff. Running dog hill. Like, I ain't never worked out. I was just like, just on the playground. You know what I'm saying? I just hoop on the playground, always got picked first type guy. You know what I'm saying? I met him, man, he was always like just confident and everything.
See, my story a little different.
All right.
So I was like in the gym a lot. I was in the gym a lot, but I would go outside and play a lot. Mike was more, he had a better feel for the game at that age than I did because all I did was, I was in the gym by myself. So like he said, he was always outdoors playing with other kids, so I ain't really had that luxury. I couldn't do that, you know what I'm saying? I had to, oh yeah, here we go.
Oh, man.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I had to just, you know, cook up until until my coach let me go outside and play. You know what I'm saying? So I was one of those dudes. So he had a better feel for like a game situation or playing against people. You know what I'm saying? So at that age, I'm like, damn, I want to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, man, I wanted to come that easy. So it was always easy for him.
He said that at that age, he knew you were going to the NBA.
Yeah.
When did it hit you that that could be a reality?
So my whole thing was I lacked confidence early. You know what I'm saying? I knew I was nice, but I had to play well in order for me to really feel like that. So when I didn't play well, you know, my confidence always took a hit. You know what I'm saying? So it was always up and down. So I didn't really know until I got to college, and I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm better than him. He can't check me. He can't stop me. Like I started to gain that confidence, and then after a while, I'm like, oh yeah, this should be a reality right here. Like this is my life now. So I need a fork.
Get you a fork.
Yeah, but
here, you can have mine.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I'm good.
Appreciate it. So at that age, when I was like 18,
I want back.
18, I'm like, shh. All right, bet I'm in the league. Then the next year, I'm doing stuff in college that, as a freshman, nobody was doing. Next year, here he comes. He at Kansas State. I'm like, yeah, this was. We always talked about that. We was always together from 9th grade. That whole 9th grade year, that's when we really got tight. We was catching the bus. Yeah, he got kicked out of school.
Sean used to pick us up in the morning.
Yeah, JV coach used to pick us up in the mornings to take us to school because we lived so far away. So we was always together, traveling to tournaments, and he was like, man, we knew he was better than everybody. We knew that like one-on-one, like dudes couldn't really stop us. You know what I'm saying? So we envisioned that, you know what I'm saying, doing what we did in college, and we knew the sky was the limit once. Once I seen what he was doing, I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, what we did as kids, it kind of paid off.
You guys basically look at your career paths. You guys play AAU together. What was those experiences like? You guys won a championship or a couple together?
We barely lost.
Yeah, we lost.
I remember we got in trouble one day, and it was all because of me. Ref said something to us. We was at one tournament. I threw a fork at the ref.
Oh, yeah.
First of all, where you find a fork at?
We wasn't even playing. We was the next game.
We was watching somebody else play, and we was just in and out the gym. The ref said something like, I don't get out the gym.
Yeah, he was wild. He was wild.
Look there, threw the fork dead in the neck.
He was wild.
It was a plastic fork. I didn't think nobody was going to think nothing of it.
He was wild, man.
That man okay.
So PK and Stink, man, we get out there and we scored 20 points in like 3 minutes. Sting looked there and said, "Don't nobody shoot the ball for the rest of the game."
It's like that.
That's how he disciplined.
Hey, we won the game like 20 to 14. It's like, bro.
Man, we got disciplined a lot in unique ways. You know what I'm saying?
Like, we never lost.
Yeah, we were good
The
though.
only team I hated was that Virginia team, man.
Yeah.
AAU together. You guys both attended the same high school, not at the same time.
Our first year we did.
Is it? What school was that?
National Christian.
National Christian.
Yeah.
I didn't have the grades to play the second half of the year. We played JV. You didn't play at all. Well,
No, I started, but then I didn't have the grades the first semester.
yeah,
y'all
and
just
I didn't
switch
have
it
the
off,
grades
huh?
the second semester.
Made the
Yeah.
competitive balance a little better. for
Yeah.
everybody
No, we're the
else.
kid in JV league. I was
But
doing
then-
numbers in the JV
But
league.
right there,
What's the numbers?
Like I was
didn't
getting
have
like 30.
confidence then.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I didn't have confidence then. Like when we got the 8th grade, 9th grade, like I was still like in my mind, I was still like the rebounder. You know what I'm saying? I went to IMG after I left there.
Yeah, that's when you took off.
I went to IMG for a year, and I came back home, and
Yeah.
it was just like,
Killer, huh?
like to me, I was the same person, same player, but just everybody just looked at me different. I was jumping higher, but that was the first year I actually like worked
Yeah.
out, lift weights, did you know, and
Yeah, you was windmilling this, all
yeah, I
of that.
came back on.
What age? What was the age you guys first had your first dunk?
Oh no, man, like 11, 12.
11, 12.
I was in 8th grade.
8th grade, so you'll be about 12 then.
Like when we used to dunk on each other. Like we used to play the game. Like we're
Stand on the rim?
We're workout. One person standing in the gym after the workout, and he'd run full speed. And I try to block it, and he'd dunk on me, and we'd do it again. And all right, it's my turn. Like
Who got the best of each other most of the time?
I mean, it was pretty even, to be honest.
but he was a 1 foot jumper.
Yeah, I was a
Yeah.
long, still
Like,
same
I'm
thing I
jumping
do.
off too, so he could block. But he knew how to jump quicker than me. Like that 1 foot. Like I wasn't able to jump off my 1 foot till I was.
I was just stretching
18,
over
19.
everybody, man.
That's crazy. Both from PG County.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Crazy.
I had the opportunity. KD invited me out for his city celebrated his championship,
Oh, I wanted to be there.
and that was crazy because I seen the neighborhood. It seems like everybody knows each other. That's the feel I got.
Yeah.
But it's still crazy to think that two guys from that area made it this far. When you look at, I mean, obviously you guys' career has taken on different levels and went different ways. What do you guys think about when you think about where you guys came from to where you are now?
Honestly, it was fun.
Yeah, we had a good time
Like-
as kids, man.
Yeah, I tell people all the time, like, man, when you're a kid, you don't know you in the hood, or you don't know you poor, you don't know, you just accepting your environment when you're a child, and that's when your friends are really your friends wholeheartedly, and nothing is malicious, and it's always, maybe you stole somebody's girlfriend or they returned somebody's pen, but when you're a kid, it's like you forget how kid-free and like, well, not forget, you don't even know. Like, you just out there having fun, man. You're around good guys. I met him, and then I met Nolan right after.
Nolan Smith.
And up until that point, like I ain't really had no friends because, like, I would move around so much. We would get evicted.
Yeah.
This place to that place, to that place, that place. So, like, KD was my real, like, he was my first real friend, like sleepovers, like, he was the first time I ever brought my Xbox out the house.
That's love.
Yeah, that's love, bro. Straight
You don't
up.
bring the Xbox.
For real.
You don't
And
bring the
then
Xbox.
left it over there, like,
Telling you.
I'm gonna be over here tomorrow
Yeah, see.
morning, like, I might as well.
Yeah, bro,
You
that's
know?
love, bro.
Yeah,
And-
no, I know
You
that's
know how that, like, people know how that feels,
Yeah, for
man.
real.
Man, listen.
For real. That was our prized possession.
Like,
When you bring your game out the house, you know?
No,
man, what?
I forgot
Man,
about
both
that.
controllers. Like, listen,
Both
bro, like,
Yeah, bro, that's a
So,
Man.
like, it was fun for me, man. And then I had a place to go to the rec every day where people would just accept me for me and just, you know, it was just, like for me, man, it was just fun. And once we started playing, like, once we got to the level we got to, man, it was just.
It was beautiful. I mean, when you come from, now looking back on it, like, our neighborhood wasn't like, it wasn't friendly. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like we could just go to anybody's house and feel at home. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to watch your back out there. You know what I'm saying? But even if you go down the street, you're in a different neighborhood. And it was territories out there where we come from. So we hoop though. You know what I'm saying? When you're a hooper, you feel like you get passes everywhere.
No doubt.
So we hooping. So we hoop everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And we didn't care. Like we would hoop everywhere, and that's when I started to realize what friends was about. Cause like I said, I was always in the gym, either by myself or with Mike or my team. So it was like I ain't really had no real friends either. Like I ain't meet friends at school or my next door neighbor. Like I moved around so much. Every year we moved to different apartments. We lived in every part of PG County. So it was like we ain't really had no stable friends or a stable household. You know what I'm saying? Mom was at work, Pops wasn't there. We was just hooping. So people that we was around all the time was just us. You know what I'm saying? As kids. Like my mom was letting me run the house at like 9. She was gone. I'm gone to work. I'm at the house by myself, me and my brothers or whoever coming in.
7 years old. By the time my older brother was 8, he was cooking breakfast and dinner for us.
That's crazy.
You know, and I was 5. Like, that's just how.
So we had to figure it out. And
I'm taking this last shrimp. So.
Go ahead. So basketball is what brought us all together.
Yeah.
And then you start to see like the person. You know what I'm saying? I started to see what he liked to do. I started to see his family. I started to see what he was passionate about outside of basketball. And the same with me. And when we see it now, it's like, no matter what our careers are, no matter what I do on the court, no matter what he does on the basketball court, we had a position where we could take care of our families forever. Everything that's happening now is a cherry on top.
Everybody has that one person they think of when somebody asks you, who was that guy who had the talent to make it out, but just didn't? Is there anybody that sticks out where you're like, man, he was better than me, or he should have been?
You got time?
You remember Nasir? That lived on Greg Street. He was he was bigger than all of us at the time, but he was somebody I was like, he the only person in the neighborhood I'm not better than. But I was, now to think about it, I was way better than him at the time, but he just put that fear.
He was just strong.
Yeah, he was just bigger.
That's how Carl Scott was.
Yeah, it was a lot of dudes like that.
Carl Scott, when we was young, he was like a LeBron.
Like that.
Yeah, he was.
Strong, but he going 94 you and everything.
He never grew.
Yeah, like he just stayed the same size when he was like 10, 11. He just he was like 5'11", 6 feet first, and then he like the same height today.
Yeah.
You can't be a 6 foot LeBron. Huh?
Exactly. But at that age though, like we first seen him, so I played at C Pleasant Activity Center. Carl Scott played at Cedar Heights. And so it was right down the street from our rec, so we could just walk there. But it was a little small rivalry within the neighborhood, because the rec league was the best back then. All the players from DC, from PG County that made it, either went to college or played in the NBA, they all played in this rec league as kids. Like,
Facts.
that's how I started to see that we had a lot of talent in our area. So it was little small rivalries each rec center. And that's when we started playing. That's when we knew what playing competitive basketball was about. And it was like now you found your crew too. You know what I'm saying? So you could roll with dudes, and you know what I mean. It made the whole thing fun. So Carl was in that. He played down the street from us, and I'm like, yo. And I went to elementary school with him, and he lived around my neighborhood before. And like 2 years had went past, I ain't seen him, and I know where he like 6 feet, like this lefty getting to the cup. I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, but then he ended up playing on our team for the Jaguars. So we recruited him to come play with us. We was like, yo, we need this dude. And
championship, YBOA, all that.
So that show I'm doing with Apple?
Yeah.
It's based around our team. So every character is going to be, you're going to see Mike.
Oh, nice.
Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
So it's going to be a Mike, it's going to be a Bryce. Bryce is the white.
I just seen Bryce.
Yeah, he
like
told
2
me,
weeks ago.
Bryce, he was just in Cabo with me after All-Star break. So me and Bryce got real tight the last few years. Like, yeah, that's my boy. So he played on our team. White kid from Northwest, used to catch the train, a bus to come play with us because we were so good. But
Like we couldn't figure it out. Rich white kid coming to hoop with us. Like,
he
we
wasn't
ain't
even
had
rich
a
though.
jersey.
Yeah.
Well, we thought he was rich. He had a suitcase.
He was white.
Like,
That's it. Sorry, guys. He was white. And we ain't see no white. We live in Chocolate City, man.
Yeah.
like
No,
I tell people all the
I
time,
see
like
it.
growing up, like you.
He was the lightest
I
we
was the
get.
white kid growing up. Like.
People thought you were rich.
When
huh?
Bryce come around, man, we like man, we just couldn't figure out why.
You see the stereotype that,
Yeah, no
like
doubt.
that's the thinking that we got
Yeah.
as kids, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like that. We shouldn't be thinking like that as a kid. So
Facts.
you just see where we come from, where it's like you have no clue what's going on outside of that PG County area. So now that we out here seeing the world, we playing in New York City. I'm in San Francisco. Like that's inspiration to all the young kids in our neighborhood.
First time
you know what I'm saying?
First time I knew Bowie existed. I was like 12,
That's
13.
30 minutes from us.
Yeah, that's like
crazy,
literally
yeah.
30 minutes up the road. Like,
You know what I'm
When was the
saying?
first time you guys aren't too far? What was the first time you guys went to go close-up view of the White House?
2000 and
2000?
Yeah, 2014.
10,
So
11.
you guys are grown.
Yeah, I ain't go to. I used to ride my bike downtown DC, and that was the first time I rode in front of it. It was 2014, and I lived on Pennsylvania Avenue.
Man, I ain't
Wow.
like when you young. It's I don't know. It's just something we don't do. Like I went to see the fireworks one year. Like I think it was '98 with my mom, my brothers and them. But we was like a mile away from the monument. You know, that's the closest I ever got to any of that. You know, it's like instead of riding on like 295 and all that type of stuff.
Closest I would get is just going to the MCI Center at the time.
I didn't know the White House was. I thought the White House was like, maybe like 10,000 square feet, like 8,000 square feet.
I know it was a
guest
chill
house.
little house. Yeah, I didn't know it was all the gates and
I
security.
didn't know it was a whole block.
Yeah.
That's one thing for sure. And I still ain't see all of that, like the Lincoln Memorial and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I
I
ain't
still
seen
ain't
it.
seen
It's all right. It's funny because KD, you got a place in Oakland as well. There's kids that I talk to in Oakland, who's east side of Oakland, which is kind of the rough area, but they've never been across the bridge to San Francisco.
That's how it is though. Like I know a whole lot of people in Miami, like Fort Lauderdale, have never been to South Beach.
Yeah, that's just
Like,
I don't know. It's just
that's
not just
weird.
Yeah, it's because it's there. You know what I'm saying? It's not like
But it seems so far.
It seems so far. Yeah.
But here, everybody's been to Times Square here.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I mean,
Like-
because it's a thing. You know what I mean?
And it's so easy to get here, by the way. Let's talk about that. Like,
I don't know. It's just weird. Like you stay in your section. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all just stayed in our section. We stayed PG, and just going around PG was a trip for us. So I stayed in Capitol Heights, Sea Pleasant, District Heights area. That was all around like the same.
Yeah.
That was 10 minutes from each other. So I didn't leave there unless I was going to play ball or like. So it felt like we was trapped.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's a mental trap. Like you can get on the train and go down there and just go see whatever you want to
it's
see.
like a whole new world.
Yeah. So as I got older, I would catch a train, and I would go to Northern Virginia just to see different stuff. I would go to
Montgomery County.
just to look at different stuff because
They
I'm
had
like,
way
man,
better
this-
malls than like we grew up
Yeah,
with Forestville
exactly.
Mall.
Yeah.
Like,
What that mall's like?
Man, like Fox Hills Mall in LA. I know y'all been there.
yeah, we ain't had like a whole lot, but
Yeah.
Nah,
we ain't
but-
know that until we start hooping and going places. Like we went to Florida, we went to Memphis one
Memphis,
like
yeah. We seen Elvis Presley. We seen the Elvis museum. I was like, yo, this is
That
crazy.
was the first time I ever been on a
Graceland.
bus, by the way. Like one of them tour buses. Like we used to catch the bus all the time. Packed the bag, went to Florida.
Yeah, bro.
That's
We went to Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, a lot, Ocean City, man. We had a good time.
all just playing basketball, man.
What would have happened? What would have happened? Where are you guys at if basketball wasn't in you guys' life?
Where we at?
Right now, I'm probably living with my mom.
Yeah, like,
Or working at the rec center.
You are not living with your mom at 30 years old.
I swear.
like, bro, like, not to say that we're not good at anything else, but like,
At that point, I mean,
like, what are we good at?
Yeah.
Like,
Sorry.
we can put a ball in the basket and do that really good. Like, other than that, it's
Who are
like,
we looking at?
Like, I didn't even declare, I didn't declare a major in college.
Like,
Like, I was thinking about going back to college. Like, yo, I got to start from scratch. I ain't getting that one credit. Like,
but I'm just saying,
like,
as kids, who are we looking at?
and
The inspiration around our career was like, Stink, he ran the rec center. People looked up to him.
Jeff had the white walls on the counter.
Yeah, like, who was we looking at?
And basketball is like our only way out. Our only way
So,
to stay
grateful,
out of trouble.
man. That's why I always say it's always about the game. I always tell him that all the time. Like,
He always do.
never get away from the game. Like, all this other stuff that goes on around basketball, it does not matter. Because without this, ball bouncing,
It don't exist.
He gets mad when I ask him a question outside of basketball.
Wow. I actually like talking about stuff other than
not
basketball.
like that. Though.
Nah, no, I know what you said. I know
You
what
get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you said.
The business of basketball,
business.
the drama around basketball, I don't like that.
Relationships and things like that.
Yeah, because it don't matter.
When you guys, okay, same AAU program, same high school, guys both went to the Big 12,
Yeah.
both freshman conference player of the years, both the number 2 picks in the draft. And it was a point where you thought possibly that you probably could get drafted by the same team. when you was
Yeah.
in
He was 2
Seattle.
picks before.
Yeah, he told me to take a slide, but
Man, that'd have been shit.
yeah.
But since then, the NBA paths have gone different. KD's went this level, and you've been different teams. Then it seemed like this narrative has circled around you as far as who is Mike Beasley? What is he about? Is he dedicated to the game? When you start seeing people questioning you as a player, even questioning your character, what was going through your mind at that time? How were you dealing and focusing on that?
At first I handled it like anybody would handle it, like down on myself, just the wrong way, like kind of feeling sorry for myself, like. But then it's just like you got to a point where you got to look yourself in the mirror, and you can't be honest with yourself, then you can't be honest with anybody, So once I was able to be honest with myself, you can start to weed out what's true and what's not true.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Once you get to that point, man, once you're honest with yourself, like nobody else can be dishonest with you. Like you can't tell me I do anything other than what I do when I go home, whether that be this or whether that be that, So it was hard at first, but at the same time, like you said, man, like the basketball is what matters, you know what I'm saying? Like nobody can tell me what I do or how many shots I take up or how many hours I spend in the gym or, anything, So like it was hard, it's tough, but life is what life is.
What do you contribute to? How much do you feel like you contribute to it? And if you have something, what is that? What led to?
I mean, it's a lot of different variables that can go into this and go into that. Like for me to sit here and say it was all your fault and your fault and your fault and your fault, that's like pretty childish. Like at the end of the day, everything I've been through on and off the court, I'm the only common denominator. So I would be very immature. I would be very naive as to think like it was always somebody else. Now, with that being said, I'm not gonna eat the whole pie.
Can I give you my take? Can I give you my take
Go
on
ahead.
it?
Go ahead. I was gonna ask you. Go ahead.
So with Mike, it was always about focus. Like he got a supreme skill, you know what I'm saying? And he could put the ball in the basket, and he got a knack for the ball. You know what I'm saying? He's always around the ball. So I knew that as a kid. Like you said, he was getting rebounds that grown men couldn't get in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, he got a knack for the basketball. But my thing was like, I had an appropriate fear. Like I knew if I didn't go to the gym that I wasn't gonna be able to perform that right way, or the next game I wouldn't be able to, go out there and produce if I didn't work on my game. Mike, he had to go through this. You know what I'm saying? He had to realize, like, damn, this could be taken away from me if I don't lock in. And I knew that as a friend, it was tough for me to see, like, people, defaming his character. I'm like this dude would do anything for anybody. He's loyal. He loves his friends. He loves his family. He loves the game of basketball. But like I tell a lot of people, I was fortunate enough to go into a situation where I didn't have to play behind D Wade, or I didn't have to live in Miami, or as a 19-year-old. Or if I did, it might be a different story.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it might have been a different story. And my mom's was on me from day one. You know what I'm saying? She was always there. Yeah, you can take it. She was always there. You know what I'm saying? Always there to let me know when I'm messing up. And sometimes Mike didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? He had that person as an 18, 19-year-old to let him know, like, look, man, like, this is sacred right here. You might need to focus on this a little bit more. He focused on the game. He loved it, but you need to put your whole mind and body and spirit into this. You know what I'm saying? And I had that at an early age. I had people telling me about that. You know what I'm saying? And he, like you said, he came from playing street ball. Like, his parents, his mom, and them probably was like, yo, you want to play ball? Oh, cool, go ahead, have a good time. Well, my mom was like, yo, get up, you gotta go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all about what you was taught as a kid and those habits that you build. And after a while, he built some tough habits, as he would say. But now he had to go through that just so he can see now that, look, every team he's been on the last few years is like, you know what you're gonna get out of him. You can score 20 points any night if you give him the ball. Now you just need somebody to really invest in that and want that. And I feel it's time now. So it was just, we're gonna end up at the same place. It's just gonna be different paths.
No doubt. That's what's happened. You brought up, I was gonna ask Mike about that. Miami. How tough is it? An 18, 19-year-old kid living in Miami.
Mind
with
you,
a lot of
I told
money.
you, I ain't see Bowie Merlin until I was
Come on,
13.
man. It's easy to judge when you don't know the context. You know what I'm saying? You don't know the
that's real.
context of how we came. I knew.
Yeah.
As soon as he got drafted in Miami, all of us was like, oh. This can't be good. Who going down there with him? I'm in Seattle. I'm dealing with rain every day, so I'm not even leaving the house. And I got C-Bell, older dudes in our neighborhood that can watch over me a little bit.
See,
Him on the other hand,
it's a little different.
it's a little different.
So who did you have? What was that like?
See, everybody came down. Like, he had all the right dudes from the neighborhood, all the dudes that we looked
Nobody wanted to come hang out in Seattle.
So, okay,
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to go to Miami.
He had all the dudes that we used to watch growing up, hooping, went to college, did the right, people that really cared about us and still care about us today. And not to say that any of my family and friends didn't. It's just they cared. Like I break it down to two different ways. Two different. You can love me to death, which is love, is genuine love, or you can love me to life. You know what I'm saying? Now, loving me to death is sitting here giving me my advice or telling me what I'm doing is right, just so you don't make me mad. And you love me, you just don't want to see me mad or upset.
Yeah.
But loving me to life is telling me, hey bro, like, stop doing that. Like, you need to get in the gym. You need to, things that I might not want to do or things that I might not have on my mind that, but kind of almost forcing me to do it, stopping me to do certain things and helping me do other things, So he had, like, the good people from the neighborhood.
Yeah. He took them.
And I had everybody else. Like, we turned, like we.
But I was groomed to play basketball. Like, I had a Mr. Miyagi. Like,
Yeah.
everybody knew at a young age, like, this was what I wanted to do. Mike wasn't like that. You know what I'm saying? I was playing ball since I was 8, but being taught how to play ball since I was 8. You know what I'm saying? It was the difference between just going outside and playing and being taught how to do certain stuff.
Going outside playing 33.
Yeah, like it was like I had a little bit more discipline around me. I wasn't good at being disciplined as a kid, obviously, but like I had people that was just like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Mike ain't had that. So his path was actually harder than what mine was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like you gotta be mentally tough to do what he did. For me, it was kind of like, there you go. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
Seattle, then OKC.
Yeah.
It's kind of a similar situation where I'm pretty sure not a lot of people want to go there.
Exactly.
He had a lot of gym time.
A lot.
You know, ain't really much to do out there. I'm in Miami. It's summer all the time.
And I was jealous, boy.
Listen,
I was like, why couldn't this be a year later? Why this couldn't be a year earlier? The balls ain't bounced this way a year earlier.
oh man, it was fun though.
I know you had fun. I know.
I bet.
Man.
Like if I can do it all over again, man, I wouldn't change it. Like those lessons, and like you said, I had to go through something, you know, to wrap my head back around it. Like he said, he was groomed to play it. Like I used to just pick it up because I was good. Like not that I didn't love it. Like I always loved it in my heart, but like I was always just like, man, just get up and down a couple times, just gotta give somebody buckets, you know. And like you said, playing outside all the time, playing 33. We used to play 33 paint.
Yeah.
Couldn't score.
33. Oh,
couldn't score
man.
outside the paint, and we used to play butt on the pole.
Yep.
And you
Crucial.
Listen.
See, that's what I've been telling these youngsters, man. Y'all did not play butt on the pole.
Listen.
You ever been on the pole before?
Yeah, me? No.
Oh,
I made sure. No, I've been on the pole a few times.
I have.
I ain't gonna lie. I've been on the pole a few times, but
Yeah.
after the first couple times.
You don't know what butt on the pole is.
You
huh?
know what butt on the pole?
Explain it.
So butt on the pole is like 33, but the loser.
By the way, it's half court, like 15 of us playing, by the way.
Okay.
The last one to get to a certain number, you had to. There's a pole outside. You had to wrap your body around the pole, and everybody get the ball and throw it at your butt.
Wow. Nah,
So if
I
it's
ain't never
15
heard
of us, you get 15 times somebody throw the ball at
You
you.
ain't want to be there.
So it's
You ain't
crucial
wanna
to
be
get
there.
that
Crucial.
ball. Yeah.
That's how I learned how to
Outdoors,
play
man, I was
basketball.
coming home with like all types of.
Yeah, because some people can't throw, so you
Yeah.
get hit in your head, you hit in your
And
elbows, you
somebody
get in
can
your back.
throw, you gotta hit them in the butt. So if you hit somebody in the back, they be like, "Oh, my bad," boom, hit you again. So it's like that built up that like, nah.
So that's how I learned how to
never
play
heard that
basketball.
game,
Man. You know, it was
I
just
tell these
all.
youngsters,
I'm not trying to get hurt. You know,
That's
I don't
crazy.
want. You know, so it's just a different path. I had to learn how to. Like I had to grow up, man. There was a lot of things that. Like once I stopped playing basketball, just kind of got handed to me. You know, and I didn't really know how to. Like I didn't know how to live life. I couldn't pay bills. I couldn't. You know, I couldn't do none of that stuff. You know, and I just. You know, just had to learn a different route.
I think I'm jumping in on this dish. I see some steak on.
Well, we all just grew up different. I mean, I had to go through certain things in order for me to finally gain confidence in myself, know who I am outside of basketball. Like, we just had to deal with different things, but we both went through a lot, you know what I'm saying, mentally, to get where we are today, and we're still growing. That's the perfect thing. Like, but once you realize that it's an ongoing process, that's when you start to appreciate what you've been through.
I'm just using my fingers for all this.
Man, that's boy.
What's that?
Appreciate that.
This is tater tots.
Man,
A tater tot? Bro, all y'all is big here.
man.
Yo, I appreciate this. It's on you.
Yeah.
You got a little quiet there, right? You got a little quiet there.
I appreciate this, fellas.
Nah,
It's good to break some bread, man.
Appreciate
It
bread
is
with
very
y'all.
good to break some shrimp.
yeah, crazy.
The shrimp is fire, and I think I'm eating them all.
Like, Katie talked about the crucial part of your life and watching you kind of go through your trials and tribulations in the NBA. Now, him, on the other hand, it seemed like the scrutiny, or if you want to call it scrutiny, didn't come to him until he joined the Warriors.
Which,
Now, what-
by the way,
Yeah, what was your thoughts?
So when we played in Milwaukee last year, I'm coming out the hallway. The first thing he do is give me a big hug. And it's like, man, I'm proud of you. And he told Steve Novak, who I played with too,
Yep.
who a close friend of mine. He was looking at us kind of crazy. He was like, man, like that I wouldn't have made that decision a few years back. Like I'd have been worried about everybody, like
Trying to make everybody else happy.
trying to make everybody else happy. And he gave me a big hug, and that made me feel good because it's like, man, like he know me to the core.
Yeah.
He know me from like 8, 9 years, 10 years old when I ain't
So,
really, like have nothing. So it's like, man, that made me feel good. That was a special
Yeah,
moment.
he always like he give you the shirt off his back, and I know a lot of people say that, man, but like that's always been who he was. Like he would sacrifice things he want to do to make somebody else happy, you know. So when I seen him make the decision to go to the Warriors, like I'm not looking at him joining this or joining this. I'm looking at him wanting to play basketball, wholehearted basketball, to where it's no pressure, but it's fun. The numbers is for everybody, shots is for everybody. Always making the right, playing basketball the right way, but more than that, he made a decision to make himself happy, man. And I was so happy to see him do that because up until my life, I hadn't done that yet. Yeah. And that just like made me feel like it kind of inspired me to do certain things, not just basketball, but certain things in my life better, and to treat myself because we work and people, it's a game at the end of the day, but we work so hard at it. We put our life into it. We sacrifice so much that everybody else don't, and we never get to treat ourselves. We always take care of everybody else, and not that it's a burden or anything like that, but like not a lot of decisions are made off what you want in your heart. And when he made that decision, like I knew that he just said, you know what, like I love everybody else, but I'm a man. Like when I became proud of him the most, like all the basketball, I knew that was gonna happen. All the points, is when he started coming out in the media and just started speaking his mind.
Oh yeah.
After the game,
I enjoy
it's
that.
like, bro, that's not, and everybody's
enjoy
looking
that
like,
part,
man,
yeah.
that's not him. Like, no, that is him if you know him. Like, it's just he know who he is now, And when he made that decision, it was like, bro, like his destiny is his own. Like, no matter what he do from here on out, no matter what they say or how they say it, man, he's his own man. And that decision right there just proved it to me, anyway.
Appreciate that, brother.
So,
That's big time right there. No, I remember when the decision was made and the backlash that came from it. But you talk about pressure. There was a lot of pressure. Like you got to win now.
Yeah.
Like you can't slow this boat down.
Yeah. But my thing was like, man, I always go back to those teams, man, when we was young. Like,
yeah.
that was the best time of my life. Like it was carefree. You didn't have to worry about nothing but just playing. We had good people around us. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you in search for that, and it's hard to do that in the real world because obviously we got more responsibilities as we get older, and you learn more, you experience more, so you kind of see things for what they are. Back then, we had that. I want that kid-like feeling again for the game. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted to
Just playing, just
try to
to play.
duplicate that. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, this is the perfect spot for me to play like we played with the Jaguars. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always thought about us every single day as I was going through it in the Hamptons, July 1st, and going through that whole thing. I was just like, I need that feeling again.
That's
you know
what's
what I'm saying?
So Mike, where are you at right now in your life? I know you made some changes professionally. You look at the numbers, man. You have the second best mark in your career, points per game wise, per 36. You're putting up the numbers, shooting 40% from three, 50% from the field, around 13 points a game. You still get buckets. Where are you at right now in your career professionally?
Hungry?
What has changed?
Hungry, grateful but not satisfied. Like I can score, but that's not like my main focus. Like I want the opportunity. I want someone, a coach, an organization to believe in me to the point where I can win games and I can, like, cause my thing is I don't want to just score. I want to make players better. And I didn't even know that about myself until I went to China the first time. And
That's right.
you know, it became fun to see my teammates' reaction to things that they didn't even think they could do, you know? And like to me, that's like the fun of it when we all playing the right way, when we all making the right pass. Because my philosophy, like if I was a coach, I would force everybody to make the right pass every time, because at the end of the day, your percentage is going to play out.
Yeah.
You know, you're a good shooter, you're a good shooter. At the end of the day, you might miss 20 in a row, but when you look at the end of the season, you at 42% because you know, and it's the right pass, it's the right shot, it's the right aura and atmosphere for a team, you know. And I've always wanted to, you know, be the guy like the KD, the LeBron type, to bring that aura and that atmosphere and that, you know, those type of wins to the city, you know. So I'm still at a place to where I'm hungry. I still work every day. Like I got a gym schedule. Like when I leave here, like, you know.
Hold on, this what? It's 10:30 at night.
Yeah, like like
It is.
And contrary to beliefs, man, like I work so hard on my game, man. Like my style, like Melo just said something recently. The mid range is the lost art.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. You know, it's literally just like kids don't even know the triple threat anymore.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Fundamentals.
where I'm at in my career, man, I still got a lot in the tank. I still got a lot of years to play, man, and I want to play at the level of championship as talent, and you know, try to bring my team there, and you know, have fun doing it, because that's fun basketball.
You guys ever talk about like coming full circle and playing together in the NBA?
Yeah,
I mean, obviously,
I'm not sure if I'm ready yet.
Okay.
Like he a hard actor. Follow.
no shit.
Yeah. Hey man, these shrimps is fire.
Yo. But we basketball purists, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like we really purists.
Playing the right way.
Yeah,
man.
you just want to play the right way, and you enjoy playing the right way.
And then everybody have fun.
Yeah. That's because that was our only source of
what y'all
fun.
came up, yeah.
That was how that's the only way we can get away from what was going on at home, not having our pops there all the time. Mom's angry because she coming home from work.
Our dads was exactly alike.
Yeah, the same. So it's like that's the only way we can get away from the like. I ain't had no friends at school. Like it was the only source of fun for us was to play basketball and play it the right way and play it with your friends. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we get it from. And a lot of people don't understand that because they just know as soon as we get to the NBA or when we get to college.
That's all they see.
That's all they see. But like they don't know the context of like why we want to play ball so much and why we enjoy it and why you just want to please your teammates, you want to learn from your coaches, and you want to just have a good time. Because it's like that wasn't like we got a short amount of time left to play ball. To be honest, when it comes compared to the the rest of our lives, but so we want to enjoy it for as long as we can.
Yes.
But you speak about love of the game. I gotta segue into this real quick. With all the things going on in the NCAA, coaches getting done. I seen you made some comments about. You know,
am I allowed to make a comment?
Hey, it's a free country here.
Man, straight up.
It's a free country.
It ain't that serious.
What do y'all think? What do you think about what's going down with the NCAA and some of these coaches look like they're about to go down?
First off, they gotta stop publicizing how much money we make as NBA players because it's driving these parents,
it's driving
these
everybody
kids crazy.
Good point.
Crazy. So now they're saying, oh, such and such just made $200 million on a 5-year deal. What you think these parents now talking about? They're not even worrying about the game no more. It's like, oh yeah, you need to go make that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Whereas back in the day, I didn't know what none of these dudes was making. I just wanted to be them. I just wanted to be like them on the basketball court. So that's one thing, in my opinion. Obviously, it's not gonna happen, but I think that's one of the reasons why I'm going crazy around here with the cash and giving the power to a bunch of kids. Like, come on, 18, 19 years old, these kids get to dictate. But they running these shoe companies, they running these coaches, they get like blink of an eye, kid can be like, nah, I don't want to go there, you ain't got enough money for me.
Yeah.
When you putting that much power into a kid's hands, for one. and you manipulating them and playing with them because you got more money than them. That's messed up. That's messed up to me. But at the same time, like, these kids out here slaving for your programs and bringing in a lot of money to these schools, and we had $300 scholarship checks from the school, $300 a month. When I was at Texas, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is like. I don't know what it's like right now, but it can't be much more.
Yeah, you struggling in college.
Yeah, like you struggling. So what else you gonna do? As a kid, did. And you know your power.
Simple.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you can easily just say pay the kids or whatever, you know. But you got to put yourself in each individual's shoes, you know, because there's some kids out there that, like, if somebody would have came to me at 14, 13 and offered me this, that, whatever, me, like, not like, take my mother out of it, take my family out of it, take everybody, you know, like me as a kid, like, I've never seen $20.
I'm blaming the grown-ups.
You know, so like he said at first, it's your upbringing. You know, it's a dignity thing. It's a
power. You want the power.
You want the power.
You want to feel like you got some power over somebody.
And
so that's how it is.
Yeah, and it's sad, man, because in most cases these kids don't know what's going on. Like, a lot of these kids are just playing, and their parents are taking advantage of them. You know, do I think that college players should be compensated for the money, not just basketball, but football also, the money that they generate the NCAA? Yes, but on how to do it, I don't have the answers.
Yeah, it's tough to say how to do it. Because it's like, at that age, kids, you don't want kids to pick a school because of how much money they can make, and you don't know which players to give what to, like, but they bringing in so much money. Like, people want to see the tournament. People want to see the college football Final Four. Like, that is huge. Like, what? And they out there with nothing? Like, they got to wait till they become professionals.
Like, one.
Like, come on, man.
Like,
make no sense.
One thing I used to get mad at. And when I was at Kansas State, I was a freshman. So all the freshman parking lots was like a quarter mile away from where you going. So we used to pull up to the games. Mind you, Kansas get freezing cold. Like, you'll wake up one day and it'd be an ice storm and like you'll turn your car on and it's click. You know, I guess I gotta walk. You know, so you'll pull up to the gym and you like I just used to think to myself, like, everybody here parked to come see me play, and I'm walking a half a mile. It's cold, you know.
Work out
it's
before the game.
Like, that's just backwards to me, you know. But that's just how it is, man. Like, the players always get the short end of the stick, and it's always the players' fault. Like, nobody else is ever held accountable.
And I got to ask you, you guys were the biggest names in college at your time. Did anybody ever come off of you guys?
I didn't know about it.
Listen.
If they did, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm sure somebody tried to dangle some bread over
Yeah,
top of us
I
because
mean,
we ain't had nothing.
you gotta be honest at the end of the day. But his mom and my mom are exactly alike. Like,
yeah, they wasn't that. Because in the neighborhood, you don't want to owe nobody nothing.
facts. And that's,
You know what I'm saying?
that's
just
always
like,
been our mindset.
Yeah.
And that's
And on
always
top of
been
that,
our
like,
mindset.
we could have waited another year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
To get it?
yeah, we've been living like this for a minute. I remember
But-
one time it hit me. We had played in Tennessee. We lost the game, but like I played well. I had like 30, and I'm going home for Christmas break. And like
I got to go home for Christmas break.
for 2 days. We had 2 days. We could leave. I know Frank wasn't having that. Coach Barnes was a little different. So we left. I'm talking about like, at this time, I'm like in my freshman year, I'm scoring 30s. People know who I am, like in the basketball world. And it hit me. I went home and I'm like, you know, we lived in Pembroke Terrace. Like we ain't had no door. My room ain't have a door. Me and my brother both. At this time, I'm 6'9". My brother's 6'7". We staying in the same room. Like beds is 2 beds in one room. My mom's room right next door. I'm walking in the house in an apartment. I'm like, damn, like I'm still here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But I'm turning on ESPN. And I'm right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, it's a you know, life come at you real fast. You know what I'm saying? And then you go back home and you see how you living, and it's like, man, I need to get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But I knew if I could do it all that time, I can wait another year.
100%. And then,
you know what I'm saying? I can wait a few more months. You know what I mean? So I don't have to worry about somebody saying, look, you got to pay me this back. I did this for you. I did that for you. I was like, I'm not trying to have that. And especially around our neighborhood, I didn't want to have no dudes around the way like, yo, remember I did this for you? Nah. You might have picked me up and dropped me off at the bus stop or at my grandmother's house, but other than that, like, that's something you're supposed to do as a good person. You know what I'm saying?
And then, but like you said earlier, man,
we know where you stay and everything.
We used to like we played for the right reasons. Like we never played. Like I mean, of course, the goal is always to get rich. But we never played to get rich. Like we never played to, like for the money and like we literally just played because, like you said, man, we just love to have fun and that's like what's in our blood, you know.
You think about parents and agents are getting a lot of flack for their role and all this, and it's bigger than that.
If I was an agent and I can get to a kid at 15 years old and I can, you know, build a relationship that early, I would do it too.
Yeah.
That's just a part of the job. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, all right, I want this. Like, if I wait too long, I might miss out on this kid. And I might, you know what I mean? If I was an agent, you got to look at everybody's side. Like, obviously, you know, some stuff is not done the right way. But if you know what I mean? If you got an opportunity to kind of deal with a kid or try to get close to him or just try to build that relationship at an early age, like, you know, why not? But some of these dudes try to dangle money over top of it instead of really trying to build.
But some, KD, also some, this will allow, I don't know if people are aware of this, but you guys know, but you got parents who, when it's time to pick an agent, there's a bidding war just to get a meeting.
Yeah, that's crazy. Come on, man.
$100,000 bidding war just to get a meeting. That's not securing that's not securing the player. That's just
sad.
To get in the door.
That's sad.
And so that's coming from a lot of parents, a lot of you know family members. So that's not talked about a lot.
But those are the same parents that like give up control of their kids' decisions.
It's gonna come a point in time, like these kids going at 17, 18, and that may be happening. And when it comes to that, like you said, there's gonna be a point in time where your son is gonna say, "I'm done with all of y'all." And that's gonna be the time where he flourishes. Because all the BS is gonna be out the picture, and he's gonna realize his worth and his power when it comes to this. Because we in the gym. You know what I'm saying? We putting that work in. Like, this is our skill. This is not like, I try to tell these kids now, if I meet a youngster, like, this is what you're doing. Your moms and all of them, they got your best interests, or they think they do, but at the end of the day, you were putting in that work. So keep it there. Always worry about that work. All that other stuff, building your brand, trying to, you know, market yourself at that age. Like, why are you even worrying about that?
All of that come with putting in work.
It come with putting in work. So it's like, it's gonna come a time now, if these parents wanna do that, control every single thing and make this about the business at that young of an age, it's gonna come a time where these kids gonna wake up and realize what you're doing, and it's gonna put a strain on your relationship.
For a lot of kids, it's too late when they do decide
exactly.
to wake up, man. And that's the worst part of it all.
And what kind of parent don't wanna, is not gonna wanna talk to their son? Like, that's the type of stuff I'm talking about. It's gonna get deeper than a little basketball business. It's gonna get like a relationship. It's gonna be a relationship that's gonna be broken. Right. So if you're willing to do that over a couple dollars, then that's your decision.
Yeah.
So
face the consequences.
Yeah.
Hey guys, no, I want to appreciate Appreciate y'all for doing this.
Man,
guys.
Hey, is some more shrimp before we
You
leave?
know what I mean?
Love, I
Nah,
appreciate that.
This is real cool. It's all on KD, so go ahead.
I take it, even though I'm in his town, but it's all
Hey,
good.
on that note, hey, bring some more shrimp out here. I'm playing.